All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times.
On the fence. I'm on the fence.
We don't need to talk about
we left hook from Yaoundé came and landed on him, you know.
Boom. King's Court in the building. We didn't need any coffee to be here this morning. The morning of the night after, or whatever it is, the morning after the night after, or whatever the time difference is, because it's all kinds of funky. We are the King's Court. We're back in the building. We don't need coffee. We are living off the fumes of UFC 274.
Come on.
Absolutely pumped. I was going to say pumped, you know. Pumped. So this is Lord Soggy. We got APL in the building. We got Mardi here. Yo, what a night, morning, wherever we are in the world. What are you guys saying? What's the one or two adjectives that straight away come to mind when we think of what we just watched?
I've got 3 words. Just what a wow. Like,
What
a wow. I think most things in that card lived up to expectations, and yeah, I'm absolutely hyped. Great card.
APL.
Yeah, it was good, man. It was good. Overall, we'll probably get down to ranking the card later, but yeah, it was a solid one.
So your words are solid one.
Yeah, solid.
Yeah. I've just got one word for me: savagery. Absolute savagery. Like, we wanted the violence. We got the violence, not as much as we wanted because of the way the fights ended. But let's just dive right into it. That main event, the Gaethje versus Charlie Olives. We have to talk a little bit. I know we've got limited time, but we got to talk about the build up and what happened on Friday night UK time with the weigh-ins and everything else and the build up into it. Let's go into I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, because you text the group, didn't you? Text the group, you're like...
I was flabbergasted, honestly, lost for words.
And I didn't see it until hours. I only saw it through your notification on the group, and I didn't see it until hours after. I was like, hang on a second. I was having a dinner party with some friends. I was just like, what's going on? Like, it's just not what you expect, especially from champions. Like, people hardly ever miss weight for championship matches. I can't remember the last time that happened. So,
I think it's the first time, no?
Is it the first time?
Lost on the scales, yeah.
I think so. And I was saying to you, I was like, why have they changed the rules? Because on every non-title fight, I think they do have an allowance for either one pound over or half a pound over. Yeah. And you're just like, no, there's always been the rules sort of thing. So
yeah, championship weight is dead on. And honestly, when I could see Charlie Olives on the scales going through all of that, I realized where my heart really lay. I was like, oh man, no, not Olives. No, not my guy. And then I realized, man, the APL and the Trevor Whitman game plan, he swayed me, man. He got me on a hype train.
We were down bad.
I didn't want to be on that hype train in the first place.
We were down bad, but what did he was he on weight in the digital scale backstage? Because apparently that's where
apparently he was at the hotel. So apparently he went to sleep the night before on weight.
Okay.
So that was what he shared, you know, in the interviews, I believe, with ESPN. So he went to sleep, bang on weight, didn't eat anything, obviously slept, woke up, and then woke up and I believe was suddenly had picked up a kilo. That was his word. So he didn't say a pound. Suddenly he's a kilo up versus before him going to bed the night before. Yeah. A kilo.
What's happened there then?
What? So, you know, either McNugget snuck in the middle of the night and swapped everybody's scales.
Yeah, because that's crazy. A kilo overnight.
A kilo overnight. And when because I watched all of the weigh-ins, I mean, a couple of hours later, but I watched the actual weigh-ins, I watched everybody's weigh-ins, and there seemed to be a consensus where everybody was half a pound to a full pound over the weight limit. Everyone. I think it was 20 out of 30 fighters were either half a pound or a whole pound over. So I was like, obviously I was watching the weigh-ins to having known what had happened to Charlie Olives, but seeing the build up to it, I was like, yo, everybody's, you know, usually you get quite a few fighters kind of, I know they don't have to be dead on because unless you're the champion, like Mardi said, you get the half a pound allowance or the full pound depending on what's agreed upon before. But for a massive majority to all be that way inclined, and then for the champ to come on with 5 minutes to go, I believe, left of the window. I think he had up to noon. He got there at like 11:54 local time over there. I was like, straight away, I was like, yeah, this is bad. Because you can't go to bed and you can't tweet 9 hours before bang on weight, and then you're not the first in.
It's something stinks. Something stinks here. But did everybody else complain?
So apparently, I'm just hearing, I'm reading, and I'm hearing, that everyone is kind of aligned that there was something dodgy happening with the scales at the hotel, because I think everyone, obviously it didn't impact them to be half a pound or a pound over, so they're not going to make as much noise as the champion is going to be, because he's in effect been stripped by a mistake that actually has affected most of the fighters. And I think from looking at Dana's demeanor and how Dana usually hates people who don't make weight, he hasn't been his usual bossy self. So that tells me that actually there is something here, because you know what Dana's like. Dana absolutely like you lose, it's a massive, it's your job to make weight. That's how Dana sees it. It's part of your obligation. It's part of the contract. And I think even watching Dana's demeanor at the end of the fight with Charlie Olives, there was still a lot of love and respect there, as opposed to stay away from me, you could have wet this card. And that tells me that, do you know what? They've had to stick by the rules, so to speak, but people have been messed up.
Yeah.
Because Dana would have come out and said it a lot. Let's be honest.
Oh, he's got no filter. Dana's got no problems calling out people. That's he's got
right name. He hasn't done that with Olives.
Yeah. And it's not even his most popular champion. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, it was a weird one. Like, yeah, it was just really strange. For me, I always say, well, if Gaethje's made the weight, then surely we can't like make too much headroom for Charles. But for me, he's still the champion. I assume for the majority of the
now he's the champion. Okay.
No.
You weren't too sure about him as a champion in that last video. I mean,
but no, for sure, I was bantering him. But look, he came out, he did what he had to do, and there's no way nobody sees him as a champion. Like, even if I don't know, he goes on to lose or whatever, he's still the champion. It is what it is.
Honestly, like I put in a group, when I saw him walking in, because I know you put it in a group like, oh, now his motivation, his emotion is another level. In my head, I was like, that's not a good thing, because from boxing, you fight on emotion, you tend to throw out your game plan, and you get found out, and you forget why you forget what you've been training and how you've been training the past 10 or 12 weeks or whatever. But when I saw him, I thought, do you know what? He's genuinely not losing. It just hit my gut. I was like, he's not losing. I want to do a video. I want to do a video now and track every single one of my words. The Trevor Whitman game plan.
What did me right? Well, it was two things in the fight. Now we'll get on to the fight. It was two things. His walkout, and when he got into the cage, he went to greet the corner of Gaethje. I was like, how is he even not acknowledging his opponent? Like, as you said, I'm not even looking at you. I'm looking at what they've got planned for this. And then the second thing is, 1 second into the fight, that overhand right that rocked. I was like, oh, this is a long day.
100%. And watching the fight, and I rewatched it again just before we jumped on, just to again recharge up, get that energy back. Rewatching the fight, I would say that he has that blessed God-given power where he just has to touch you. You know, where you've got the likes of Chandler and Gaethje, who apparently are power punchers, but let's be honest, it's more accumulation of punches, how they knock people out, than one-touch power. Charlie Olives, for me, on reflection, is in that Conor McGregor, I just need to touch you with a left or a right, and your bum's hitting the canvas.
I disagree with that. I think his power comes from his technique. He's so technically sound that he doesn't need to load up on things. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. It's the power's in the technique. That's what I mean. He doesn't need to load up. That's what I'm saying. It's natural gifting. He's somehow developed it. What
I'm saying is, it's not like a Deontay Wilder loads up on things. Like Ngannou loads up on things, but his is just poof, and it's like just touching you.
That's what I'm saying. It's technique, stroke, natural gift. That is not. It's unnaturally natural for him, basically.
Yeah.
It's another level.
I guess what I'm saying is you can train that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, whereas Ngannou, Wilder, you can't. Like, for example, Kamaru has trained that natural straight down the pipe. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But fair play to him. He is gifted. I'm not saying he's not gifted. He is.
True. But it was so interesting, and it's I think, like we were saying as well, he's gonna take some hits.
Yeah.
He was down
What do you think?
multiple times. I think one of you said it. Yeah, he's gonna
I
get
said it. I said it. I said he's going to be down 3 times in the first round. Watch. Go back and watch. I said 3. It happened again because it's happened his last 2 or 3 fights. Exactly the same thing.
And he just needs to wake up a little bit. And sometimes, like, when I watch,
It's the glasses. You can't wear them in the ring. He needs his vision to be straightened.
and because when I was watching it, normally when I'm watching fighters that I've got a vested interest about, my heart would beat.
You're clouded. Yeah, you're clouded.
And I don't like it. I actually don't like it. I don't like watching fights with fighters that I actually, I actually go for. But with Oliveira, when he got dropped, I was calm.
Because you know it. You know that's where it's comfy.
Exactly. And Gaethje was smart. Though Gaethje didn't go in, and he let him up several times. That was very smart by Gaethje. And I thought Gaethje, he was playing or fighting his fight.
I disagree. I honestly, I thought he was loading. Either he was loading on punches, or Oliveira's better than I thought standing up. It's one of those two.
I think
I don't know. Loading towards the end of that first round.
Because remember, he loaded. I think there were 2 or 3 loads where he hit air and he almost fell.
Yeah.
Imagine you're swinging so hard that if you don't land, your whole body momentum hits the canvas. That's ridiculous. That's not technique. That's just ego.
Yeah. That's Street Fighter type of things.
So he explains it as controlled chaos, and I don't agree with him because he's saying basically people thinking of late I've got more control. He said no, it's always been like that. I'm like yeah, maybe not. But when he was loading, I do believe he was loading up. But I was thinking maybe some of those leg kicks that Oliveira was throwing maybe had an input. I'm not too sure. I need to watch it again, like you have. But I was thinking, the way he was swinging, I was like, is that just from loading or was that from something else? But
yeah, I just think the moment he got rocked
early,
you know what Mike Tyson says, everyone's got a game plan until they get whacked in the mouth.
First
and
contact,
so it just changed everything.
Yeah.
Like he was genuine. He could have gone out in seconds in that fight. So
true.
Fair play to Oliveira, man. He's
absolutely perfect. And then I loved it when they were standing up, and Oliveira actually literally grabbed him and threw him in his guard and threw himself backwards just to get Gaethje down. I was like, he'll do anything, literally anything. He was giving Gaethje his back and said, "Come on, then." Throw him down, and Gaethje was like, nah. Like I think DC or Joe Rogan was like, nah, mate, not today, son, not today. Gaethje was out of there. He was like, I'm not getting into that Venus flytrap for no one. He was out. But then that's the difference. We all agree that there's so many ways Charlie Olives can win it, and at the end of the day, he can get floored 3 times there, but. No, the fighters are even scared to jump and ground and pound on somebody because he's so good on the ground. So imagine you can floor someone and yet you can't go in and finish them off because you go down there, no matter how buzzed they are, he's so dangerous. Every fighter that goes, actually, nah, I floored you, but you're not KO'd, which means I can't go down there. Even as buzzed as you are, I can't go down there and finish you off. That happened 3 times, whereas as soon as Gaethje was floored, this is what you call calculated. And so my instinct in that predicament was, I've just floored you. I'm going down. I'm going to rain bombs on you. His instinct was to go down there, didn't touch him, and was like, right, team, now it's time for jiu-jitsu straight away. He had him in a triangle. He had his arm. He had a choke. He had all 3 at the same time.
True. It's true. And it was done. When Gaethje dropped to the ground, I was like, yeah, it's done. It's done. And it looked like he had all 3 submissions in at one point. Yeah. But it was weird because from the last one to the second one, it's like everything slowed down. I thought Gaethje probably could have got back up because Oliveira didn't have his full position. He was just transitioning. So maybe, I don't know, maybe Gaethje gave up at that point. Maybe he was just
he was buzzed, man. Like literally he was... As I say, we just get, how there's different type of fighters when they go down, like a Nate Diaz, Oliveira, these guys. When they go down, it's like, it's their world, like it's no problem. But when you see guys like Conor go down and Gaethje go down, it's like, yeah, this is done. So I knew as well from the moment he knocked him down, it's good night Vienna here because there's no way he recharges the batteries and comes back. No way.
With first round, was that? It lasted 1 round.
1 round.
Just 1 round.
It felt like an eternity, didn't it? It felt like it was
Sorry.
10 minutes.
All of that happened in one round. God knows how many minutes we've been on, but we're only talking about a single round at this point.
It felt legitimately felt like 10 minutes. I was like, what? There's no way this is just round one, but
So, yeah.
It was crazy. And I also think in terms of whatever fights Gaethje's going to have in the future, I think you've got to stay off the mic, mate, because he talks a very big game, and he's done it again. And I've heard him even saying a build-up, no matter what happens on the ground, I'm not tapping out, you're going to have to kill me. Bro, I know it's easier said than done, but you've tapped out again. And I'm not saying he shouldn't have tapped out. Oh, he did, yes.
Why do fighters say that, though? Like, I don't get it.
I don't like it.
It's silly.
Honestly. Yeah.
Test yourself.
Honestly, I mean, yeah, humble. Stay humble, bro, because it's happened again. And yeah, like,
But
it's karma.
Do you know what I'll say, right? I think looking at Oliveira, I'm just looking at the profile of fighter that beats him is someone like a Kamaru or someone like I don't know, it's the Three Kings and all, but it's it's someone like an Adesanya type that when they buzz someone, they let it breathe. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like they just stand off him, get up, because my technique's gonna be cleaner. I'll like what Adesanya did to Brunton, for example. Like, it was just poetic. Do you know what I mean?
It was punishment.
Yeah, or like what Kamaru did to Burns. You know, like, they knock him down, let them up, knock them down, let them up. It's like, as long as you keep getting up, I'll keep putting you back down, mate. You know, it's one of those.
But that's what Gaethje was trying. That's what Gaethje was doing.
Gaethje's like that. Like you said, he was loading up on things. Like, you can't do that. Like, Oliveira is too good for you to be loading up like Sogi says. Like, how can you load up to the point where you're completely off balance, bro?
It's not control. That's not control. That is not control at all, because that also leaves you very much open for a counter. If somebody knows, and you can see it, they called it in a commentary, the more he loads up, the slower he is to Charlie Olives, because Charlie Olives can see it, which means actually the longer it lasts, Charlie Olives is only going to measure those counters for when you load up, swing, but your body turns. He'll probably jump on your neck as your body turns to 180 degrees. Next thing you know, he's in a choke.
He's on your back. Yeah, next player is on your back. Exactly. It's long. It's genuine. And I think Trevor Whitman must have been annoyed, to be honest, because I don't believe. Obviously, he had a horrible night, but I don't believe he pushed him.
Trevor Whitman had a night off.
I don't believe he told him to. I don't believe that was the game plan. Like, he couldn't have told him, load up with everything you have in round one. No way.
No, but he would have told them, once you rock him, let him back up. Don't engage with him at all on the ground. And Gaethje, obviously, he's in the moment. Yeah, he's loading up too much. But I thought, apart from loading up, that was the game plan. But I'm sorry, it just didn't work. It just didn't work.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. Yeah, for sure. It could be. For sure.
And now it sets up.
I think you also hit a point before where I think there might have been an element of the game plan going out the window. The first time that connection early on hit, he was like,
he had chicken legs, bro.
Yeah,
he was wobbling
right
for
leg was
10
shaking for about
seconds.
30, 40 seconds afterwards. The commentary called it. His right leg hasn't recovered yet. A punch to his head.
And do you know, that goes to what you were saying. To be able to knock someone into that realm in round one of the very first second, when they've got stamina, they've got everything on full. That's nuts. That's insane. That's insane.
He's levels. There's levels to this game. He's levels, and to be honest, he should be moving up in that pound for pound ranking as well. He should be moving up.
Yeah. Absolutely gutted that he's not the champion in title, but he's
definitely
the people's champion. By far the people's champion. Charlie Olives, we salute you. I apologize for being swayed by APLs and Trevor. A hype man of the century is APL. Mardy got a big victory there. My heart, like I said, if I could have recorded another video, I would have been on the Olives train. But you know, Mardy, you get all the plaudits for calling that one. People's champion, our champion, Charlie Olives. What a main event. Now, before we end on a bang, let's very quickly, because you know I don't want us to fall asleep. I want us to keep the energy, but we have to talk about that snooze fest.
Oh, wait. Can we go to the snooze fest? Because that'll take like 2 seconds. But
yeah, let's just make sure we want to move back into the energy realm rather than the shadow realm that is sleep. So let's.
What do we think? What do we think's got? What's lined up for both guys? Like for me, Gaethje is a waste of time now. Genuinely, I think it's a waste of time. Because I don't. I'm not disrespecting. No, I'm not disrespecting him.
Say that to his face. Say that to his face.
I'm not a guy that's not scared of dying, bro. I don't want to mess with someone like that. What does he do now? Like he's lost. He lost to Dustin, didn't he?
Yeah, it was a while ago. It was a while ago, but he did lose to Dustin, and so that's the thing. It's a tricky one because when we say what's next for Oliveira as well, Dustin tweeted, "I want Charles." I'm like, you're back of the queue, mate. You're back of the queue. Like you're not getting that title shot. But if Justin and Dustin want to have a rematch, I think.
For what?
For what though? What are they fighting for?
Yeah, don't tell me it's the interim because I'll close the laptop.
No, interim. No, that's just a fight to get themselves up the rankings because they're not getting a title shot in the next 2 fights. They can't be. They can't do. But for me, Oliveira, Islam is the obvious choice. And Khabib was also tweeted, putting pressure on Dana. He's like, hey, let's do it in September, October. I think maybe in Abu Dhabi or whatever. 10 unbeaten streak from Islam, 11 unbeaten streak from Oliveira.
You know, Charlie Olives is 21 wins in the UFC. He's 2 behind Orlovsky, who has the record at 23, and obviously the goal that is Cerrone's on 22. So when we talk about pound for pound, like you said, and Hall of Fame, I'm sorry, Charlie Olives is already in there. In my eyes, it's like it's crazy. It's crazy when you put his numbers out there, and the fact that APL was sleeping on him a little bit before. As
I say, I own it, man. I was purely because, like, I just didn't think the people who was beating it. I don't know. There's just something about it. But fair play to him. He did what he had to do. But if we're talking about the Islam one, I don't think Islam's gonna last on the feet with him. And even if he tries to take him down, it's a lot. This is what I mean by like the evolution of different fighters, right? Like he has no weakness unless, like I said, unless you're the clean striker, you knock him down and you have that poise on your feet, that swagger, that Shane O'Malley type of in-out, boom type of punches. That's the only way you beat him. I don't think Islam profile.
Right now, honestly, the only person, as corny as it sounds, the only person I see beating Charlie Olives is himself, as in you need to clone Charlie Olives. You need somebody who's got the knockout power, but actually can follow that up as Charlie Olives does when he knocks you down and get down to the ground and be comfortable in that realm. Nobody right now, as has proven by his streak, can deal with him at all on the ground. And his evolution on the feet, where he's like APL has said, he's now trained that, not necessarily that crazy swing power that Chandler and Gaethje has, but he's clean with it. When he's clean, when he just touches you, the technique is just the precision. He has his economy in terms of his output. Is efficient. Nothing's wasted. Nothing. He's throwing, everything he throws is with intentions, whether it's a kick, whether it's a jab, whether it's elbows, he threw knees in. We saw, like you said, in that whole first round, we saw his whole arsenal. We saw everything. There were knees to the body. There was a front kick that landed also, by the way, on Gaethje's face that Gaethje took. Honestly,
I thought that one missed.
No, it got him. Not with the contact that we're going to talk about, another front kick, but it got him. It didn't miss because I thought it missed, and I went, "Oh, Gaethje took that."
Fair play, man.
The cleanliness with it is on levels, and I personally feel like Uncle Dana, now that the belt is free, and Oliveira said, "Just give me someone." It's gonna be McNugget. It's going to be McNugget, 100%.
That's the time, though.
I get it.
But I believe that as well. I
am convinced it's McNugget.
Yeah.
I think it gives. I will get down to the other fight.
We've always said, and even the fighters say he better not be coming in for straight. For everybody's been saying it for years. If McNugget's coming back, he can't just get a title shot. He's getting a title shot. First of all, Dana look is I need money, and therefore that's gonna be in the summer. Well, I don't know if but maybe, yeah. But I don't know. That's a waste of time for me. It's a complete waste of time. I'm anti at McNugget. I'm just calling what I foresee is going to happen. I'm not saying I want it to happen, but I am convinced it's going to happen. And we're talking like August, September.
Wow. Okay. Fair play.
Last thing before I was going to say, yeah, Islam can't stand with him on the feet, but on the ground, that I am so interested in that fight. I am
Same.
Same.
Because listen, the way DC and these lot talk about Makachev, it's like he's, I don't know, like he's some sort of the second coming.
Zombie.
Do you know what I mean?
Zombie boogeyman combined.
Yeah, so I'm so intrigued by that as well. So intrigued.
That's probably the fighter's fight, but let's talk that. But McNugget's the business fight.
Yeah, true. Agreed.
So lovely. Quick
time.
Snooze fest. Right. Carla Esparza is our new, I believe, UFC women's strawweight champion.
Yeah.
In probably what will go down as bottom 3, 4, 5 championship fights of all time. Nothing happened for the whole fight. And Carla Esparza, who conveniently gets married next weekend, won't need much makeup because she was
fine.
Come away somehow from fighting Thug Rose for a full 25 minutes unscathed.
By the way, the arrogance of scheduling your wedding the week after you fight is mad.
Brave.
That's mad.
So, did Thug Rose have that in the back of her head and hold back, or did Trevor Whitman go? Honestly, like, you got me conspiracy theory at how bad that fight was.
He put up a disaster class, man, but I don't know. I don't even know what to say to it, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I genuinely thought Thug Rose like got over these demons of like when you find someone that's beaten you before, and I thought she got over it, but I don't know, maybe not.
She's the queen of comeback fights. She's literally like, apart from this one, she's wrote her wrongs on all of her other comeback fights.
Yeah.
But this one, I do like how you sort of like compared Trevor Whitman to Pep.
Yeah.
Because it seems, but actually no, because I think the game plan was there. Carla was there for the taking. Literally, Rose fought the fight that Carla was there for the taking. She was just like not trigger happy. Just hit her.
But what? That's what I'm saying. But what could have caused that though? Like I think she fought like 2 punches in like a round or something, or like 10 minutes, something like that.
It's mad.
For me watching it and here in the corner, like, okay, even after the first round, I thought that fight, the first round was obviously shocking, but the way the corner spoke, okay, now you found your range. Now I thought, okay, they were range finding. Okay, makes sense. Okay, there's a lot of respect there. And obviously they've all kind of settled with the fact that they can't deal with her wrestling. So they've had to come up with, let's range find and then ease our way in, win it on the scorecards. When that didn't happen in the second and the third rounds, and when she was throwing even like the littlest jabs, I was like, she hasn't found her range. She was hitting air. So even when she was throwing, which was not often, Thug Rose, it was air shots. And I was like, this is bad. Like, you're wasting energy even when you're throwing, and you're not throwing, but when you do, you're not nowhere near the target. And based on the result at the end, I have to say, yeah, based on like the ringmanship and center of the ring, and the fact that Carla took her down twice during the whole fight, then yeah, unfortunately, it's the right winner. But I'm still like, it's almost like I feel no one deserved to win that belt. It was
No, exactly. Carla didn't win it because she deserved to win it.
Dominated.
She won it because Rose just didn't do anything. She was just better than Bad Bunch. It was so weird. But that's the thing. Rose looked good. Her footwork was there. Everything was there. She just hit her. You got taken down by Carla, and you got back up. You were fine. There wasn't any risks. Maybe there's one that I'm thinking, oh no, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But hey, fair play.
I also feel again from the corner and their body language at the end, they thought they'd won it.
Yeah. I think in the round she was telling them she was up. But even if you are up, at least show something. Do you know what I mean? Like, even if you are up, like, you just do, like Marty said, just do something. You know what I mean? It's like that meme where you're prodding is like, do something.
Yeah. It was shocking. What's next? I mean, technically, Esparza is up 2-0. So is it even a rematch job? Or to be honest, did the UFC even touch that? The fans don't want it. So what is next in terms of for Rose and Esparza very quickly? Because I want us to move off this so quickly because it was shocking.
Yeah, I think you have to do a rematch. I think the strawweight Joanna versus Whaley. I don't think anyone's going to be recovered from that second fight anytime soon. So I think it's time to do a rematch. But yeah.
Yeah, I think you have to. I think especially this victory, it was so unconvincing. Like you say, it's not like Esparza deserved to win. She just won by default.
But
So
then if you do a rematch, let's think about it. That's then not fair. So let's say Wells comes out and does what Wells should do.
yeah.
It's 2-1. So
Yeah,
for me,
you could go like a Marquez Pacquiao thing. You go to like 5 and 6,
I
bro.
don't want that though. It's not that kind of series. No.
They don't need to do that. They don't need to do that. Look at Conor Nate. They knew they didn't give that Nate the trilogy straight away because there was no guarantee that Conor would win.
Yeah.
Trust me, the UFC will do whatever they want to protect their people. And also, as you were saying, that Dana, he never sugarcoats anything. I knew Carla won that fight because when Bruce was announcing it, I just saw Dana's face. He was so annoyed. He was just like, I was like, right, yeah, Carla's got it. Simple.
Yeah.
was shocking.
I just think they just need to do the rematch. I think Rose, she knows that she can be much, well,
I don't want to see it.
everyone knows she can be much better than that. So
I don't want to see it. I don't care for it. I don't want to see it.
to be honest, she suffers from Rose. Like it's one of those where there's no personality in there. Well, I mean, Joanna's one, but there's a few. But like, yeah, just do it. Just put it on the bottom of a card, like at the end of the year or something.
But you know, she's lost all the. She lost fans. That's what thing he was saying. He's like, literally, we're gonna lose fans with this.
Yeah. John was saying, imagine like your boy's telling you, yo, you've never watched UFC before. This women's fight is gonna go down in history. Blah blah. You watch UFC for the first time, and that's your first fight. Nah, you don't wait. No ratings at all. Anyway, that was the snooze fest, everyone. But congratulations to Carla. Hope she has a beautiful wedding. Hey, we could even have a caveat. She's getting married. People get very excited when they get married. And hey, she could be pregnant and then the belt becomes vacant again.
Let's pray for that, man. Hopefully.
We don't get the rematch until 2 years' time. Hey, I'll take that. I need a break. I don't need an instant rematch of that. I need my soul to be cleansed because that was so bad.
Yeah.
That was so bad. Well, let's talk about that other lightweight fight on the card that did not disappoint. Chandler versus the boogeyman Ferguson, and oh my, that was another one that felt like it went a little bit longer than just the initial 2 rounds that it lasted for. So much happened in that, I don't know, 6 minutes or so of fighting. What did we think of like the first round and how it started? I would like kind of break it up. The first half of the first round, let's break it up in segments where it was very much on the feet.
I thought it was a comeback of El Kukui. I was thinking all the stuff that we said in the pre-fight. I was thinking, wow, he's actually going to put another run here. He's looking good. He's looking sharp. He's not getting hit. He wasn't getting hit for that first half of the round, and he was doing damage to Chandler. I was impressed by him. I was impressed.
Yeah, I was as well until I heard Chandler's interview afterwards, saying he couldn't find his range. It was obvious he couldn't find his range, but yeah, like you say, I think Tony came out wanting to prove a point after his bizarre interviews, pre-fight. Like you're just being weird to me, but he came out. He came out, especially with DC, he was just being so weird. But yeah, he came out, looks good, looked sharp, as I said, looked fresh. Yeah, good. He just found his range immediately. And,
And as soon as they started, it hit me. I was like, oh, do you know what? And I think they were talking about it in a press conference. I was like, I forgot that when Ferguson is on job, his movement is very hard to read. And I think Chandler was struggling with like, okay, which way are you going to go now? Like his footwork and everything. Like it was like you said, Marty. It was like Ferguson in prime. I was like, Chandler's not finding him, and there was some swings where Chandler like hit the floor from loading up, missing. Just before he got seated the first time, it wasn't a jab that seated him. It was a very nice overhand right that hit him right in the temple, and then like the left came, so it was like a double. It was like a nice combo because I thought initially it was like, oh, he's gone down with a jab. But it was a very nice right overhand that got him right in the head. And you can see him like going backwards already. And then the jab just pushed him down on his arse. It was impressive, man. Ferguson looked fantastic.
True. And I thought Chandler, to be honest, Chandler did well in that second half of the fight. Second half of that first round to take it down. That's what he needed to do. He was still getting damage from the bottom because El Kukui, he's quite slippery. But he did the right thing, split him open as well. going into that second round, I was like, oh, we've got a fight in our hands.
And on the rewatch, for me, 90 seconds in, Chandler was struggling with his eye. From 90 seconds in, he's blinking. I was like, oh. So the eye damage was done very early on, before they even got down to the ground in the second round. Because I thought it was, an elbow had done it. Because at the bottom, Ferguson was fighting some dirty elbows. You could see blood streaming everywhere. And I was like, oh. I was like, Chandler should not be staying down there for too long if that's happening and you're on top and you're the one who's bleeding out. That's not a good look. Yeah. But then when I rewatched it, I thought, actually, no. Ferguson got him early doors and he was blinking. He was blinking out, and I think they caught it on the commentary. They're like, oh, he's blinking out there. He's blinking out there. And on the takedown, what a takedown, though. It was just like, it was like a cannon coming out of being shot.
That's him from Bellator, man. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the takedown was sweet. I think Ferguson was in shock. He was just like,
that was a Goldberg type of
exactly. He was like Goldberg stroke Edge WWE with the spear, because he just took him down. Like, it was like there was no way that takedown was going to be like resisted by anyone. Yeah. What a takedown! That when they were down, it was ferocious. Do you know what? I think I was, even though I think he spent at least half of it on his back, I think I was giving that round to Ferguson based on the damage.
I wouldn't argue with it. It wouldn't be controversial.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be controversial.
Now, we go into round two. We're excited. We're like, hey, this is everything we want it to be. Okay, they're sparring. They're getting into position. And then...
Well... Mad. It's crazy, bro. It was crazy. And I just think it's one of those things that's just lightning. Just struck, and it just, especially when you say you don't practice it. Like Silva, he's got it in his locker. You know what I mean? Like, it just comes out of nowhere. But when you say you don't practice it, that to me tells me that's just pure luck and fair play, because it was sweet as they come.
And I think that's the epitome of that's what Rose should have been doing in her round one. Chandler, I think in the interview, said, I saw it. Like, I realized that his guard is actually quite wide open. If I can shoot anything down the middle that is just clean and clinical, I've got him. I thought about the uppercut, and then I thought, nah, I'll go with this. So as crazy and manic as round one was, he came into round two going, if I do something right here, the fight's over. And he shot that right down the pipe with absolute perfection. Like,
it was on the spot.
See how long he was? Did you see how long he was asleep?
I thought he was dead. Literally, I thought he was dead. Like, he was just in that position. Everyone was so worried. I was like, what? And my guy was doing backflips. Like, you want another one? He was like, one more.
It was spamming that celebration, bro.
I'm with you there, because I straight away thought, do you know what? If this was boxing, he would have been allowed to celebrate like that. Obviously, there's deaths in boxing, and there hasn't been any in UFC, thank God. I think with boxing, the respect would have been there, where the commission would have said, we don't know. We literally don't know the status right now. Just stay in your corner until we can give you the all clear. Like, I'm surprised no one said that to him, because he was going off, and Ferguson was down for time. Yeah. He was down, and then he was out. He was like, and then I remember, like, he did 4 flips, was looking for his son, got his son, spoke to his son. So we're talking maybe 2.5 minutes after the actual incident for Rogan then to go, Ferguson's getting up. Ferguson's awake.
Completely.
Yeah, no, it was mad, bro.
He got literally put to sleep. But, and then I wrote this down because it was hilarious from the commentary team. It was like, a field goal to the face with those thighs. What a wind up. It's like, what the heck with those thighs?
Field goal,
A field goal to the face. Something else I think I picked up on as well. Like, obviously when they were on the ground, how many warnings do you have to get about putting toes and fingers in your cage? He got 6 warnings from the referee. At what point because I was like, hold on, 6 warnings in 2.5 minutes? That's a lot. So at what point does a warning become, a point taken off? Because I think 6 in any fight over the course of a fight is a lot, let alone 6 in 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Doesn't more than 3 times take a point. Something like that, something that's intentional like that. If it's a groin kick, sometimes it cannot be intentional, but something intentional like that. Take a point after 3 times.
It was. I counted. It was actually 6 warning. And to be honest, the referee did a great job because the referee didn't miss a single occasion.
Yeah.
I was like, but there was 6. It was 6.
Yeah. No,
Desperation time, man.
It was a little bit naughty, but wow. So Chandler straight off on the mic was calling out McNugget.
Oh yeah, right. You see on his call-outs, right? I thought it was cringy, and I thought it was like a persona type of thing. But I just think it's genuinely him, you know?
Yeah,
I think so.
him,
Yeah,
and he's
I think
great on the mic.
Yeah, like I just think it's just him. Like he said, he's obviously said he's a huge WWE guy and Ric Flair and this. And at first I thought, oh, this is just a gimmick. Like stop that. But then now I'm just like, oh, yeah, fair play to him. And it hits as well. Like he was banging, the crowd was with it. It was like, yeah, do you think?
Yeah.
I love that Conor call out as well.
And at 170.
At 170, that's the thing. I mean, he won't get that fight. They have to give Islam the fight over Chandler. I don't think Chandler's getting that next title shot. It doesn't make sense. So if Conor's not getting it, it makes perfect sense. And Conor tweeted again. Conor tweeted back basically saying that he likes that fight, but he said at some time in the future. So which leads me to think, yeah, Conor's getting that call up. He's getting that speed dial.
Right. Listen. Let's process. Let's talk about it. Okay, I'm a huge Conor fan. For those, I'm sure you guys know. But why are we doing this? Like, why are we pretending that this is Conor McGregor of 2014, 15, 16? Why? No, okay, fair enough. But even then, he doesn't draw. Like, people come into his fights now, like having a prayer that he even stands a chance. You tell me which of the top 5 welterweight lightweights he beats.
None of them.
He doesn't beat anyone. He doesn't even have a chance to beat anyone.
No,
and I'm a huge McGregor fan.
People will pay to see it. I will still pay to see it, even though I know he's got against Oliveira. He ain't got a chance. I'm sorry. We'll still pay to see it. People pay to see Conor.
The thing is, right? What the mystique was, the Mystic Mac. I'm gonna come in. I'll knock him out. I'll put it on my life and all this stuff, like whatever. Fair enough. That was all the mystique of it, right? But now, when you say that, we don't believe you, bro. Like, because you haven't. The last one you beat was.
Agreed. We don't, but the casuals get sucked back in. Because remember, these casuals, there's a fan base who only watch fights if Conor is fighting.
Yeah.
And that's all. And the UFC knows that because they're very good at keeping the analytics from social media. And remember, they talk about this in the video up to shot. This is showing more than any other fight. That's the Conor effect. That's all they care about. And that's what I said before. This is not the fight. This is not the fighter's fight. This isn't our fight. This is literally one for the UFC to get some weigh-ins. Mate, to be honest, they've lost fans. We've already called it out off the back of that female fight. They probably need Conor right now to come in and get those fans back.
Oh, that's facts. But for me, this is what's going to happen. If he gets a Chandler fight, Chandler's going to talk the big game of it's going to be a barnstorm. He'll just take him down and just absolutely pummel him. Like, literally, that's going to be it. And McGregor's going to train to box and weave and dodge, and he's just going to come in, absolutely Goldberg spear him, and that's it. And the fight's done.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he should do. But Chandler, he loves to give entertainment too much. He only did that to Ferguson because he was getting pieced up on the.
Because he was injured, and he was injured. Yeah,
he was injured.
And he said it, and he's probably done himself a disservice because he just said, "Oh, don't tell the commission, bro. You just told the commission that you were You've got." And I was like, straight away, you've got concussion. You might have a broken orbital because that swelling was coming up ridiculously fast. He technically, when I was looking at him, I was like, "Mate, you might be out for the next 6 months, whether you want to or not." Anyway.
Yeah, listen, I've seen Earl Spence do that to a lot of people's eyes, bro. It may be a broken orbital, maybe.
Because the way he was blinking from 90. He was blinking from 90 seconds in. He's blinking for the whole fight. Kell Brook had that injury as well. You're not the same afterwards. If it's an orbital, you're not the same afterwards. Anyway, and yeah, I agree. I think with Conor, I think he will. Well, the easiest way, the game plan way is just to wrestle him his ass and absolutely break him and kill him. But knowing what Chandler's like, he'll keep on the feet.
But he'll give him a chance.
Yeah, he'll give him a chance at 170. And as for Olives versus Conor,
No, let's not waste time. Let's not waste Charles' time. Let's just be serious.
That's like feeding a mouse to a boa constrictor.
Yeah,
It's just not fair. But I still think the UFC is going to do it.
No, because Charles can legit say, Conor, how do you want to go out, bro? Do you want to go out on your feet? Do you want to go on your back? Do you want to go out slept? Like, he'll just give him cards, you choose which way you want to go. So let's just be serious about it and give him Makhachev if we want to. Or if they genuinely want to see Conor get knocked out again, just give him, just do that. And he wants to do it in Brazil as well. Oh, stop it.
He ain't doing the Colby Brazil. The Brazilian fans are getting stuck. At him.
He wants to go to the favelas, That's madness.
No, the gonads on Colby for that, my word. Yeah.
Listen, I genuinely thought he was going to get killed that night, No, facts. Look, people in Brazil don't give a crap, bro.
They don't mess around.
Anyways, Chandler, I think, what's next for him? I'm looking at it now. You could give him the Gaethje rematch because I don't think Gaethje deserves to be anywhere near the thing. Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of.
We kind of said with this fight, this was Gaethje. Like I think we even called it. Some of us said if Gaethje loses, he's done. He's done.
Yeah. He can't get another title shot. He can't. He cannot. I don't care what winning streak he goes on. He can't.
If he can't. There's an opportunity for him to, but if he goes on a 3-fight winning streak again, or 4-fight winning streak for everybody in the top, that's the only way he gets it. But has he got that drive in him yet?
I don't think he's drive. Marty, like how you say, there's those guys that are like they're just a tier below. Like they can jump in and out of that number one spot, but there's something missing in their game, and that's just normal.
Dustin's in the same.
Yeah, like he's not
that
guy
Dustin,
type of profile.
To be honest, I think the whole division after Olives is in that position. I think Dustin, he doesn't technically deserve another title shot in my eyes. I think Chandler, I don't really want to see fighting for a belt. Gaethje, I don't want to see fighting a belt, but we can't say that because Charlie Olives has got to fight someone.
Makhachev has gone on. He's legit 10-fight win streak.
He's earned it. He's earned it.
But I still want to see him versus Beneil. I do.
Same.
I do, but you can't hold up that championship. But yeah, if they throw Conor in the mix, then maybe Makhachev can fight Beneil. But
yeah,
it's interesting. They're lightweight. It's interesting.
It's stacked. Yeah.
Brilliant.
It's probably the best division.
As stacked as it is, I think we all agree now. Charlie Olives is that cream on top of the Guinness. He's the cream of the crop, man. He's on another level in another league.
He's risen
another galaxy.
He's risen to the top, and fair play to him. I was a doubter. He's turned me into a believer, so fair play to him.
Yeah, absolutely incredible night. Those two knockouts, knockout and submission, had me out of my seat. Super excited. UFC 274. Apart from the snooze fest, I think the other two big fights definitely made up for it. But fantastic card.
What we're giving it?
I would say just before the card, I didn't agree with Izzy saying
it was a 9.
Yeah, with a 9. I didn't think it was a 9 myself. I think going into it's probably maybe like maybe an 8.
A solid 8, pushing 8.5. Yeah, 8.5 type.
276. We'll talk about that on another podcast. That looks like a 9.5, by the way. Adesanya thingy rematch with all those other ones on him. But no, I'm going for that card. Maybe like a 7.
After having watched it.
Yeah, just for those knockouts.
I think based on I think the rewatch makes you think take it in again. Those I like. Plus the fights ended quite quick. Like I said, there was one. I like a little bit of sustained. I think you know what, I'm down with 7.5. That's it. I'll just keep it short. 7.5 for me.
8, man. I like cards that finish quick because it means that it's just some madness has happened, like Masvidal and Ben Askren type things. But yeah, I give it an 8. I give it solid.
That's because you're not in the States paying $80 to watch it.
Yeah,
It's true. You want to get that money's worth.
Walking in when you drink, the fight's over.
Even DC missed the knockout in the Ferguson Chandler fight because he was looking at Joe Rogan. Why are you looking at him when you're talking to him? Look at the fight.
He's about to start. He's like, yeah. Oh, it's finished. Yeah, I give it an 8, and I see why people would give it 7. Yeah, because of what happened, obviously with the Cerrone stuff. But yeah, I give it an 8.
Yeah, me it's more because of the snooze fest. You got to mark down on the snooze fest because that was a co-main as well.
Oh yeah, that's what puts it down. That's what puts it down.
Also, OSP versus Rua. First, I thought that was a robbery, but that was a snooze fest as well.
Yeah, I just think the way that those two, because they carried the card on their backs, I think it was worth it. Like when I was watching it, I was on edge. You know what I mean? Like I really forgot about everything else.
Yeah, both as short as they were, we all called it. It felt like we saw all the armory come out. it was brilliant.
Like we said, the main event was 5 minutes, but it felt an eternity.
Yeah, true. Fantastic card, UFC 274. We're obviously all going to catch up with our day and sleep and everything else. But we'll be seeing you soon. We're getting this review out to you while the energy's still high. We loved it. We'll see you soon. This is Lord Soggy.
The guy Mardy.
APL, courts adjourned, people. Peace.
It's been the King's Court UFC 274 review. We out.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times.
On the fence. I'm on the fence.
We don't need to talk about that.
Left hook from Yaoundé came and landed on him, you know, so